What starts out as just an image on a computer screen is quickly changed into a 3D prototype. A piece of hard wax is put into this machine called a mill. From the control room to the live room, it's not about creating the perfect song, it's about having the passion to create the right one. Christine says the week before Thanksgiving, these guys are all gobbling up corn. Before that, they may have a little oat mixed in with their corn, maybe even a little wheat. But right now, it's all about the corn, to fatten them up so they can gobble on the dinner table.
That's right.
It's the American pastime, high school football. I'm Kathryn Larson in Dearborn at Fordson High, where one new movie is hoping to change how Muslims are portrayed. It's a move that's inspired a movie.
We just felt it was practicing 6 to 8 hours a day in the heat with our kids fasting was not going to be something very safe.
And Fordson High's head football coach, Falad Zaban, says it's a movie you'll want to see.
Yeah, I think from watching the film, I think it did a terrific job.
Fordson, faith, fasting, and football tells the true story of the school's Muslim football team, known for practicing late in the night till dawn to follow the rules of their holy month of Ramadan.
And as a Muslim and as an ex-football player myself, I thought it would be a phenomenal story to tell, mainly to use football as a way to reach fellow Americans, to tell them about who Arab Americans and Muslims really are.
That's the film's director, Rashid Ghazi. He says, well, the film's hook is football. It's all about bringing stereotypes to a head and changing them.
2001 shook things up.
First thoughts that came into my mind was, these guys, don't let them be Arabs.
We've been called an Islamic school, Hezbollah High School,
Camel Jockey.
The spokespeople for Islam in the major news media tend to be Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Muhammad Gaddafi, and they don't speak for the average Arab American, or any of them for that matter. So what the idea behind the movie was to give the real people in a town like this a voice to explain who they are, what they believe in, and what they're all about.
And the film is all about voicing the concerns of the community.
We then deal with racism, challenges the school system faced in having a majority Muslim Arab community. We deal with challenges the teams faced when they fast and play football as well. So we tell a lot of social and political stories throughout the film, but at the end of the day, it ends up being a film about a rivalry game between Fordson High and Dearborn High. And that's kind of the payoff at the end, is that you get to see the game and see what happened.
For First Forecast Mornings, I'm Kathryn Larson. On a cold, snowy February day, women serving hard time are using their hearts and minds.
Not me, nor woman either.
This is Shakespeare in Prison, a first-of-its-kind program for the women's prison, and one facilitator, Franny Shepard Bates, says teaches these women skills they can use in the real world.
Obviously public speaking, which is huge, and being able to think creatively on your feet, which is great for when they're released into the community.
The women are reading a monologue from Hamlet.
I feel like in Shakespeare's day, all the parts were played by men, so at this point, if the parts are played by women, we're kind of balancing the scales. And I feel like it doesn't matter what the gender of a character is if you can access that emotion.
And accessing emotion is something Warden Millicent Warren has championed. For the last decade, she has pulled the behind bars curtain back and infused A Prisoner's Day with education-themed programming.
We've had women go on and become graduate with bachelor's degrees, things that we never thought we'd see happen.
As we walk through the extracurricular building, once an old school for the mentally ill, it creates the recipe for success.
I do believe we all have a right to education, to give them better ways to think about their situation, will help give them different paths of solving their problems.
Due to prison regulations, we can't show the women talking with us on camera, but what we've heard is that they find the program fulfilling.
Last session, one of them actually said that she felt liberated getting up there and doing Shakespeare, and the rest of them kind of all nodded in agreement that, yeah, we feel free, we feel liberated, this is empowering, this is great.
Kathryn Larson, First Forecast Mornings.
Princess.
From afar, you'd never know 5-year-old Ella Middleton from Wixom was sick. But her brother, 8-year-old Gavin, can tell you his little sis puts on a brave front.
For the medicine, she just takes it like crazy. She doesn't think it's gross.
Ella is always joking about her condition,
I have alopecia and my mom calls it alopecia.
the disease that makes her hair fall out may be hard to cope with, but Ella adores her $800 real hair wig.
We can put it back of our ear.
From sleeping to swimming, she can do anything in it. Every year, Ella returns to Wigs for Kids in St. Clair Shores to be fitted for a new one. The organization has created thousands and thousands of wigs free of charge for children with cancer and other diseases. Wigs for Kids isn't just about great hair, it's also a very multi-dimensional program. Outside of the salon, into a consulting room where everything from dietitian needs to tutoring lessons happens right here.
Girl, you never.
And because of the good they do, they need your help. This month, a country music-themed fundraiser. The organization is always encouraging the public to adopt a child in need of a wig, or simply grow your own hair out, like Gavin, who's honoring Ella.
Because everyone likes my hair and they think it's real hair. And it is. It's real people's hair and they donated it for me.
Kathryn Larson, First Forecast Mornings.